Hello, boys and girls. Mr. Paust here. So nice to see you. It's one of those hot spring days. The weather is just so nice. It's around 77 degrees. It feels like summer. We're close to summer, but it's not there yet. And the insect we're going to talk about today, some of you may have seen recently or may see in the next couple weeks, and that is the tick. So the tick we have to be awfully careful about, okay? Ticks, if they bite you, not every time, but sometimes it gives you something called Lyme's disease. And that happened to my dog. And what happened was he couldn't move his back legs. And I was really worried because I imagined the worst. And as you guys know, dogs are family members. I love my dog, Kenny. So we brought him to the vet, and we ended up having to give him like medicine. And I think it was like after a couple weeks, he was fine again. He had his energy back. He could move his back legs. But it was all due to a tick bite. So you have to be careful with these guys, and you really pay attention when you're outside at recess or in tall grass or maybe hiking in the woods. When you see them, try to remove them as soon as possible. And especially if you're hiking with another person, you gotta have them check your back, you check their back to make sure everyone's safe. All right, ticks. You are walking in the woods on a summer day. Suddenly, you see a brown dot on your arm. You look closer. It is a tick. Dog or wood ticks are some of the most common ticks, and that's kind of what they look like. Ticks are arachnids. Everyone say arachnids. Yes, arachnids. They have 2 body parts and 8 legs. Some ticks have a hard covering over their bodies. These are called hard ticks. Soft ticks do not have a hard covering over their bodies, but their skin is tough and leathery. Arachnids do not have feelers called antennae on their heads. Oh, so they don't have the antenna. All right. Wood ticks are very small, about 3/16 of an inch. You see how tiny they are on that finger right there. Long. Most ticks are brown or black. Some ticks are red or yellow. The smallest ticks are about the size of a sesame seed. That's really tiny. Think on a bagel, those little black dots. That's a sesame seed. The biggest ticks can be almost as big as your little toe. Huh. It's pretty big, actually. A tick can attach itself to human skin and feed on blood for many days. That's one thing you can notice. It's almost like a bullseye. You'll see that kind of circles. This tick is feeding on a cat. And just so you know, like how that tick is burrowing right there. So I got this tool on Amazon, and it almost looks like a fork. It's green. And what you do is, because ticks are latched, if you try to pull the tick off your dog, it'll cry, it'll hurt the dog. So I'm trying to think of the name of it, but it almost looks like a fork, and I bought it on Amazon, and it's for ticks. And if the tick is here, you put it there, and you just turn it like a clock, and the tick comes off without hurting the dog. And the dog might not even know that you took out the tick. And then from there, you can kill it, put it in a bag, and get rid of it. But that's what the tick looks like when it's burrowing on a cat or dog. There are about 825 kinds of ticks. Bat ticks are soft ticks found on bats. American dog ticks are hard ticks. They like to grab onto dogs, deer, and even people. Hard ticks look like flat seeds when they are not full of blood. African birds called oxpeckers or tick birds eat ticks. All right, so we need these birds. It's important to know, certain animals can protect, your environment. So we got the oxpecker or tick bird. Very important that they eat the ticks. Ticks live around the world. Most ticks live in fields and woods. Ticks have to watch out for predators, birds, beetles, and spiders. All eat ticks. Didn't know that. Many kinds of spiders below and beetles eat ticks. Also a possum. I learned that as well. Like a possum, it looks like a big giant white rat with like a long tail. They're also known for eating ticks. Ticks cannot fly or jump, but they can crawl. Ticks are parasites. All right, say parasites. Parasites. They bite people and animals. Then they eat their blood. A tick sits on a branch or weed and sticks out its front legs. When an animal passes by, the tick grabs onto it. Ah, looking for like a free ride. Okay, that's good to know because I thought they were jumping onto other animals. All right, so the castor bean or sheep tick latches onto sheep or cattle. Female ticks lay eggs. Their babies are called larvae. Heard that. The larva looks like small adult ticks, but they have only 6 legs. After feeding on blood, the larvae molt. They become young ticks called nymphs. I heard nymphs as well. Nymphs have 8 legs. Nymphs eat a lot and molt 1 or more times. Then they become adults. Most ticks live 1 to 3 years. Okay. About a month after the eggs are laid, tick larvae are born. Only about a month. Tick bodies swell or get fat when they eat. Soft ticks can weigh 10 times more after they eat than they did before. Some hard ticks can weigh 600 times more after eating. Look at the size of this tick. Just swelling up from drinking the blood from the dog or the deer. Some fully fed ticks can be the size of a pencil eraser or larger. Wow. So this little tiny tick is the size of a pencil eraser. Look at that. Huh. Okay. A full tick will drop off an animal and onto a plant. And I've seen this before too. Again, with my dog is, when they get that big, eventually, like, even though their mouth is latched on, they become so big the body just pops right off. Nymphs climb up plants to look for their next meal. Some ticks can make people and animals sick. To stay safe from ticks, people should wear long sleeves and pants when they are in the woods or tall grass. As long as ticks are not on you, it can be fun to see these blood-sucking, creepy creatures up close. And as I said, it's always good to have a buddy because, you can check your arms and you can check your legs. But to have someone check your back, some places that you can't see, it's really important. Okay, to make a tick. Here we go. We got the art projects. Love creativity. So you can use a balloon to make a tick that swells. First, cut out 8 long, thin paper rectangles. These will be your tick's legs. Fold each leg back and forth several times like a paper fan. Tape 4 legs to each side of the balloon after you have grown up. Tape 4 legs to each side of the balloon after you have a grown-up help you fill the balloon. You can fill it with air or with water. Watch how it swells, just like a tick. All right, and we got a glossary. Arachnids are small 8-legged animals like spiders and ticks. Larvae, the form some insects and animals take when they hatch from eggs before changing into their adult form. Molt, to lose a shell or layer of skin and grow a new larger one. Parasites, plants or animals that live on or in other plants or animals and take food from them. Predators, animals that kill and eat each other. All right, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed the story about the tick. I hope you learned a lot. And just be careful this spring and summer, always looking out for the ticks. And before they latch on, you can kind of just peel them off and take them off. But if they're latched on, of course you want to let your parents know. And there is a way to take it off if you have like a dog or cat that's easier. All right, boys and girls, I will see you soon.